Mr. Irving, you've done it again. Now let me preface, first and foremost, I love me some Kyrie Irving. I'm not the biggest, tween guy in the world, but good lord, the handles, the tough-ass shot making, the finishing around the rim, for basketball purists, it's what it's all about. But man, oh man, this new Kyrie situation could go a ton of different ways, as we've seen before. Are we going to get a locked-in 22-point-per-game point guard that plays around 64 games a season, Kyrie? Or should we expect the explosive scorer that puts up 50, 40, 90 seasons, but picks and chooses when he wants to hoop? Will Kyrie be okay being the second option to a 23-year-old? I know they've played a handful of games together, but this is the beginning of a gelling process. Let us get a proper look back and rewind. Ask ourselves, are we getting the championship Cavaliers version of Kyrie Irving or the first round bounced Brooklyn version? Before we dive into it, make sure to continue to obliterate the like button, drop step dunk on the subscribe button, and turn those post notifications on. So, let's address the elephant in the room. Kyrie Irving's new teammate Luka Docic he's a big fan of dribbling the basketball. But so were LeBron, Harden, and KD, and Uncle Drew found ways to make it work on the court with them. So what differences were there between the Kyrie Cleveland experience and the Kyrie Brooklyn experience? To answer this, I first want to bring up how ironic it is that the two basketball player comparisons that Luka gets are what? Harden and LeBron. Being that he played with both of these dudes on both of the teams we're analyzing, maybe we can find some similarities and differences to give us a proper projection of what we should expect out of Cowboy Kyrie. Starting with that 2015 year, when Bron first joined Cleveland, the crafty point guard was in a position not many find themselves in. Playing alongside the best player in the world at the young age of 22 and expecting to be the clear-cut number 2 option to help immediately win a championship. And while a fractured kneecap stopped them the first time, Kyrie played a significant role in fulfilling the absurd expectations of winning an NBA championship, hitting probably the best shot of all time, and I think they came back from some crazy lead, I'm not sure. But anyways, one of the most essential changes Kai had to make was becoming a lethal catch-and-shoot shooter. Now obviously Kyrie was an ISO master who could get the lid off the basket whenever, wherever it was needed. But in these playoffs, he was 55% from the field on catch-and-shoot opportunities. I think it is telling that Kyrie was the 28th best ISO scorer in the league during his championship year, with LeBron being at 4th in the league, but lost 6 more games in the year after where he jumped up to the 3rd best ISO scorer in the league while LeBron was there at 5th. But we must remember that the Cavs did make it to the finals where they squared off against arguably the most talented team of all time, so I'd classify this as a successful season overall. So why do I bring this up? Because when we then fast forward to the 2020-2021 season, Kyrie Irving is placed in a situation where he's playing with 5th best ISO scorer in James Harden, the 30th best ISO scorer in Kevin Durant, and himself being the 7th best ISO scorer in the league. And what was that team's record when all three played together? 13-3. KD and Kyrie, 47-27. Now small sample sizes, but that's the point. Kyrie, KD, Harden, and the Nets couldn't get these 3 dudes to play together, like how LeBron and the Cavaliers organization made it work in Cleveland. And let me get it out the way. I'm not saying in any way that LeBron was making Kyrie do anything or calling him a father figure.
So what type of parental role has he played for you and your teammates, LeBron?
Jesus. But he was able to, give and take with Kyrie, but also butt heads when he needed to in order to win and compete in games. And I'm sorry, but we didn't see any of that kind of leadership from Harden and KD during any of the stints in Brooklyn. I mean, respectfully, they're both not known to be great vocal leaders per se. So, where does this lead us? Back to the NBA's poster boy, Luka Docic. As mentioned earlier, it's ironic that the two people who Luka is always compared to are Harden and LeBron in terms of play style, considering that these were both former teammates of Kyrie. So, what is Luka like as a teammate? Oh yeah, just the most ISO-heavy guy for the past 2 seasons, while being both the clear number 1 option and an MVP candidate. Kyrie playing the number 2 option alongside a star has resulted in wins when it happens. So that's why, in my opinion, everything depends on Luka's leadership and Kyrie's willingness to collab to ensure that he plays games. Hot take, right? Your two best players need to play, but seriously, consistent play through the regular season to the playoffs from these two basketball magicians could be lethal. Even in this upcoming postseason, who's to say they can't make a run of their own? Keep an eye out for the Luka leadership on court and locker room. Those stories should be coming out in the next couple months, I'd have to assume. But what do you think? Would this duo's defense be too vulnerable? Is Kyrie just trying to make it to the summer so he can sign up with his boy LeBum? Was this a good move for the Dallas organization? Does any of this matter after the KD trade? Let me know down in the comments below, Dash and Hoop fans. And as always, y'all have a phenomenal rest of your day.